It's the
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see Montreal playing against Charlotte.
Bye, Ernie.
Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA. And before it's... Thanks, David. Hey, getting some early returns on the season, Brent, for top teams that are already looking great. How early is too early to start thinking about things like home court advantage?
Well, it's kind of like Christmas, Kevin. It's never too early to start thinking about the home court advantage. You know, and a lot of veteran teams would tell you that they're not concerned about whether their game would travel come playoff time. But home court advantage is something that they would all like to have. Trust me.
Here are the starters for Montreal. Paul out there with Satoransky. Then it's Clint Capella. Then it's Young. And it's Barnes. And at the 3 slot.
Showing some initiative there.
Yeah, he takes advantage of what the defense is providing him, and that's the first bucket of the game.
Bosch against Young. Bosch kicks to Wiggins. And they pick up 2.
He has a very well-rounded offensive game. There's just no shortage of ways Wiggins has to punish an opponent, inside, outside, or otherwise.
Barnes can't get it to go. Montreal on D. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Sometimes when you're pushing the action, you can see some great teamwork, and then all of a sudden the individuals on your team can take over. All of that here tonight.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Now here's Paul. Young outside. Screen by Capella. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
Bosch, a screen on Paul. Here's Evans. The rebound by Young. Charlotte on D.
And no issues with how they played. I mean, the problem simply is they just couldn't finish.
Maybe the post-game comments will be about playing a 50-minute game. They could have used 2 more minutes in this one.
Ball against Wiggins. From 12 feet out. And the shot goes in. Paul's got his first basket of the night.
I think Chris Paul, as he's gotten later into his career, shooting more and more from the three-point line, but the mid-range jumper is still extra special. That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
There's a minute 34 left to play in the first. Dishes it to Barnes. It's deflected. Wiggins with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto. For Montreal, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Paul outside. Capella sets a screen for Paul. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. A steal. Now Montreal moving it up. Lays it in off the breakaway. Satoransky's got his first basket. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Charlotte trails by 3. Evans outside. Bosch kicks to Wiggins. Screen by Howard. Shot off the pick. And that one's good. Wiggins has got 5.
Well, at 6'11" and 265, that's a big guy out there setting some screens to open up some space.
Barnes outside. From outside, off the mark. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Kicks it to Bosch. Charlotte moving it around. Outside, Bogdanovich. There's the pick. 6 to shoot on the wing. Evans. Beyond the arc. No good that time.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Montreal ahead, up 1. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth.
Our bench is amazing.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of an asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And from what you've seen from Montreal, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
That's a quick way to build the lead. But, Greg, can they sustain this kind of effort all night long? We'll see.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for Montreal, Young is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Chris Paul. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Satoransky in at the 2 guard. Bogdanovich dishes to Evans. The pass to Wiggins. Screen by Howard. Second chance shot. Wiggins drives in. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Right, you've certainly been in the public eye for a while as a player, as a broadcaster, an actor in the Jerry Maguire movie. Is there anything else?
So kind of you, Kevin, to bring that up.
I'm just reading the list here, yeah. Brent. Is there anything else on camera that you'd really like to do?
Oh, I was in a Coolio video. I don't know if you knew that, Kevin. Coolio made a music video, and I was asked to come down to the studio with the late Malik Sealy, and him and I actually were in the video for the movie's primetime song.
No kidding.
Yes.
How about that? How fun. First one falls for him. Barnes hits them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Paul against Evans. Wiggins up top. He's got 7. Back to Evans. Screen by Howard. Off the screen. It's rebounded by Montreal. This their first chance this season playing Charlotte.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Evans against Paul. Here's Howard. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night. Montreal leading by 3. Nobody near Barnes. A three-pointer is right on target. Barnes has got 7 points in the game.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Wiggins. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Wiggins has got 4 points this quarter.
Exactly what they want right there. Continue to get good looks.
Capella with a screen on Wiggins. Screen by Young. A 3 from Barnes. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Bosch. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Lets a floater go.
Good guy,
Basket
Bosch.
is good. The assist from Bosch. And now just a 2-point Montreal lead. Here's Satoransky. He kicks it to Capella. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first half. Young sets a screen for Paul. And here's Barnes for three. Barnes with another miss.
He's still looking for his shot. Somehow they're winning. But they'd like to get him going.
Back to Bogdanovich. There's a screen. Passes it to Wiggins. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Here's Satoransky. Paul outside. Over Evans. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got his second bucket of the night.
Look, one guy in front of Chris Paul, that's not going to bother him much.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with, for Montreal. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at it. Charlotte trails by 4. Chris Bosh is out there with Howard. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Evans in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Can't hit from 12. And so it's Montreal now. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. And here is Paul. Barnes outside. Just 5 to shoot. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 10 points for Harrison Barnes. Bosh, the screen. Evans passes to Bogdanovic. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Now, Chris Paul and leadership just go together. Always knows the situation on both ends of the floor, constantly communicating, and sets up and directs his teammates to try to make the most of their abilities in any situation where they can take advantage.
Bosh dishes to Wiggins. Pass to Evans. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And for Paul, who is such a floor general, you would think that he would make an excellent coach one day. But, Brent, he's already said he has no interest in pursuing that.
I feel like, Kevin, for part of every season that Chris Paul has been paid in the NBA, some of the portion of that contract has been as a player coach.
Tyreek Evans, the 4th pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
Paul against Evans. Paul can't get it to go.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Wiggins kicks to Howard. They set the pick. Charlotte moving the ball around. Here's Wiggins. That one wide left. Montreal leading by 7. Paul, no one around him. Young outside. Evans against Paul. The dish to Barnes. Screen by Capella. Barnes passes to Paul. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Paul's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. Now Chris Paul, a player who has always had an incredible shooting percentage as a guard.
Well, before last season, Chris Paul actually went through the LASIK procedure to improve his court vision. So you mean to tell me that all the way up until that point, Chris Paul was struggling with his eyesight? That makes it even more incredible. And that's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Capella dishes to Barnes. From the line, that one a little long.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Here's Wiggins. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
And it's Capella missing.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Wiggins, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
He's gone 3 for 4 from the line. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Satoransky. Screen by Capella. And Satoransky kicks to Paul. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last. Good if it goes. And no good trying to get that one. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Montreal leads by 3. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to keep the ball moving, keep drawing and kicking up.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the court right now for Montreal, they've got Harrison Barnes, Satoransky there with Paul, and it's Young, and it's Capella in at the 5 down low. Paul kicks to Young, Evans with the steal. Outside, Bogdanovich. The shot hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Bogdanovich has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Charlotte. Ball against Evans. Screen by Young. Bogdanovich against Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 13, count it. And Montreal leads by 3.
And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Bosch, the screen. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Howard. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Paul passes to Young. Paul against Evans. Back to Young from outside the arc. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one. Evans kicks to Bogdanovich. Howard with a screen on Barnes. Here's Bogdanovich. It's rebounded by Montreal. Capella's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To the inside. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Screen by Young. And Satoransky kicks to Barnes. Over Bogdanovich. Barnes can't get it to go.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Wiggins left side. This one for 3. Bogdanovich, no luck. Montreal leading by 4. Screen by Capella. Satoransky kicks to Paul. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Feeds it to Evans. And the layup's good off the glass.
And a huge bucket from Tyreke Evans. This is why his team turns to him in these kind of situations.
Screen by Capella. And Satoransky kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. To the paint. Stolen by Bosch. Higgins outside. Pass to Evans. To tie it up. Yes! And the foul. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Oh, that is the play of the game.
Nothing more rewarding than hitting the big shot for your team.
He sinks the clutch free throw.
A good guy to have on the free throw line when the score is close, and he takes care of business as usual.
Montreal calls timeout.
So fresh, so clean.
They're trailing by one.
There you go.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins.
And when a player scores over half his team's points, you know he's going to be our pick. Even when he's been the exclusive focus of the defense, they just haven't been able to keep him in check. A tremendous individual effort.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Here's Bogdanovich. Snatched away. Now Montreal moving it
Ice,
up.
ice, face.
Slammed home and he
And
draws
one.
the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Dwight Howard.
And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
A tremendous instinct trade to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Well, the other part is just reading the crucial moment. That's a clutch move right there. It could change the outcome of the game.
And that's an intentional foul.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Was sure on those free throws, extending that lead and making it comfortable.
Charlotte calls timeout. They trail by 6. There's 18 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Definitely. Everything has to happen perfectly just to give them a chance.
From deep, Evans. That one's not going to go. And so they foul intentionally.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Berea dishes to Laverne. Allen kicks to McCaw. Shot to stop the run. No good. So we see Montreal get the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA.
Reek with 48. Coach, I didn't do nothing wrong with 2 for 9. Bogdanovich with 12. Botch and Howard with 6. And then 12 with 24. Clutch steal from Botch, who then ended up botching the game because Bobcats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not a single 3-pointer made. Barnes had 57. Paul with 21 and 12. 18 and 12. Capel got straight up 6 for 18. 6 assists. Well, he fancy. Thad Young actually was perfect from the field.